Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the February 24th meeting of the Board of Commissioners for Pierce County Fire District 5, Gig Harbor Fire Medic 1. If you would please rise and for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Get approval for the agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Commissioners' absences. Go ahead. Bill, did you have one coming up?
I'll be missing the March 10th meeting.
Okay. Approval for the minutes from the February 10th Commissioners meeting.
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes of February 10th. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Okay. Just to let you know, Bryce, that last week Joe had to pinch hit for you in the accounts payable and payroll approvals. He didn't do a bad job.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I can give it up to Joe.
all right.
Going
Again,
forward if you want.
accounts payable and payroll approvals.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable checks 3123 through 3156, 3167 through 3210, payroll and ACH transfer checks 3157 through 3166 is outlined in the agenda for a grand total of $2,027,141.73.
Yep. Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. I have heard nothing from the local today, so I assume they don't have anything. Unless are they online at all? Okay. Chief reports.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. I only have one report for myself, and that's the two audits that closed. So I don't know if the standing committee wants to speak to that, but the finance audit and the accountability audit through the state have both closed, and we had the exit interviews.
Go for
And
it.
we have no findings and no remarks. So that's good for us, and we're pleased with that. So those two audits are complete.
Okay.
That's all I have. I do believe Chief Booth, you'll be next.
Yeah, good evening. Just wanted to report on a collaboration between Chief Westcott and the Prevention Division and the Gig Harbor Firefighters Association. They've worked together and they'll be buying 4 AEDs to be deployed throughout the city. They're working on finalizing exactly where they're going to be, but that is an effort that the Firefighters Association is putting forward, and that'll certainly help with the chain of survival within the city limits. So we're excited about that opportunity.
Are they looking at like at different buildings, like a senior center, or is that what they're
Yeah,
looking at?
they're looking. I know that the first blush was near the new pickleball courts up by the Y, a couple of the parks, and then something downtown. I don't have them listed somewhere else here. Let me double check.
Do
Yeah.
either one? Do you know? Do the patrol cars carry them now?
That's correct. Yeah, the Gig Harbor City PD took some of our surplus AEDs,
Okay.
and they have them.
Yeah.
They were trained by our EMS division, and then if they're available, they're encouraged to respond to those events. And that one recent cardiac arrest for that pickleball club on Van Hartson, law enforcement officer was one of the first on scene to deliver a shock before we were able to get there. So excellent program.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it for me for now.
Good evening. Just wanted to highlight a couple significant alarms that we've had in the last couple of weeks since our last meeting we had. I think probably all of you are aware today we responded mutual aid to Keep Peninsula with the Pierce County Sheriff's Department and multiple other law enforcement agencies. So we did send two of our day shift chief officers, Battalion 51, and then at one point all three of our medic units were on their way out there. One of our medic units was canceled before they got there. But we did have two of our medic units out there. And just of note on that call, a couple of things. One, crews are doing well. VC Tom Voigt is checking in on all of our crews to make sure that they have the support that they need. So Tom will do a great job with that. We do currently still have the vehicle that is Medic 58. It is still out at the scene. It's part of the kind of like crime scene photos, and it's like involved in the scene. So the unit is still out there. So we do have one of our employees that is just a liaison out there until they're done with their investigation and we can get our unit back. The personnel were moved off of the unit and put onto another medic unit. So we're not down any operational resource. They're just on a different vehicle until we can get that vehicle back to Gig Harbor. And we also sent two chaplains out there, Chaplain 5052 and then Chaplain 51. And then the second one, just of note, just because it was noteworthy, I think, on the 18th, so last Wednesday, we had a pretty significant motor vehicle accident on Purdy Drive at Burnham, essentially. And so that ended up being a fatality car accident that we had there that had that stretch of road shut down for 2 or 3 hours while the State Patrol investigated that. So again, our crews are doing well, but I thought those were pretty a little more high profile, noteworthy incidents. So just wanted to let you guys know.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? That's it? Okay. Standing committee reports. As the chief said, we had our exit interview. And just to add, I want to thank you, Perry, and Crystal, for all the work you guys did on getting all that, your team getting that all put together and having the kind of report that we had on the final exit there. So thank you for all that work. As far as negotiations, we will have our first mediation meeting here next month between the district admin and the mediators. That's set for next month. Chairman's report, none. 2022 bond update. Nothing. All right.
I wasn't prepared to speak to that.
Okay. Old business, 2026 draft work plan, and I believe you're up.
Yes,
Laverne?
commissioners, let me get
You
some.
skipped out last
I
time.
know. Took a little vacation and look what happens. They put me in the hot seat when I come back.
At least you got out of Mexico in time.
I did by a number of hours. That was correct. Let me share my screen here and then we'll go ahead and I'll move through this quickly. You're probably going to be familiar with the format. You probably saw something very much similar to this by the other division chiefs on their presentation. So I'll just go through. I've got finance and administration, logistics, human resources, and information technology. So again, this is priority projects and programs of the organization that kind of stretch across the organization and need visibility by the other divisions. So this is not what we call run the business or daily work. These are programs and projects added on top of that are a priority for our organization. And so just like the other divisions, we need visibility to their projects and they need visibility to ours. Some of these are carried over and currently in progress, so you'll be familiar with some of the things that I'm going to speak about. So the first one on the list is Tyler Technologies. Obviously, we started this update more than a year ago. We are complete with the finance piece of this. We do have some things, minor things that we're following up with, but the big lift right now is in payroll. So we're still in that. We did do the conversion and we converted over, but we're still continuing to come across issues and still refine the technology and the software in coordination with the vendor. Those aren't easy things to do when you're talking about a bargaining agreement that has all of the different configurations and complexities with paying employees. So we're still working through that. The next thing on our list is employee training. These are kind of broken down into 3 areas: the HR and payroll training, district technology, and station and crew level training. As we roll out new programs and projects in the organization, we think it's very important to make sure that we have adequate training and we train our employees. So we've built this into our quarterly training. We do have some officers training that we provide. And so periodically we are getting in front of the organization and providing critical training to the organization on new things and things that we identify are reoccurring in the organization and maybe gaps in training. So we're taking a really focused effort on doing that. Policies and procedures, a number of the commissioners, if not all commissioners, are familiar with business policies and procedures and keeping those up to date. It's just a never-ending process. So this one has been on our list since I was hired. It's still on our list, and it will most likely be on the list at some point in time when I leave too, because it just continues to happen. So we're going to update those, refine that, and we continue to refine the way that we do that and the business process behind it. But it's an ongoing thing. That's pretty tough to do, but we take little bites as we go along. The bond rating and sale, everybody's familiar here. We did pass the $80 million bond a number of years ago. We sold $50 million worth of bonds. Crystal, myself, JJ, and some others, we continually monitor where we are in the spend and the arbitrage numbers. And so originally we had anticipated that we'd sell the remaining $30 million of bonds in either Q1 or Q2 of 2026. I think in our most recent discussions, we anticipate to push that to Q3 or Q4 of 2026, but I'll keep you updated on that. So we may or may not get re-rated, our bond rating, which is a fairly complex process for us on the finance side. We may or may not have to go through that process again, but we'll keep you updated. But we do think we're going to be able to push that date out because Station 51 has been delayed. Procurement and contract streamlining. This is something that we've added into the organization. We're going to look for external assistance and help through MRSC and some consultants to help us with large procurement projects. So like replacing roofs in some of our structures and some of the larger capital projects. It's a heavy lift to go through write the RFPs, put it out, publicize it, do the scoring and all of that. So we're just going to look for a little bit of continued help for us to accomplish some of those things, because some of our larger capital projects, aside from the bond, are going to be moving to the forefront in 2026. So we just want to make sure that all of our business processes are correct there and compliance issues. Records retention and conversion to paper to electronics. Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Maybe a year ago, you probably remembered me telling you that we shredded 165 boxes full of records that were kept here in the basement. We're still continuing to move forward with moving from hard copy to digital documents. So anywhere we can, we're moving into that business model of not storing things on site and in hard copies unless we have to. So this is just a continuation of that process, moving it into now more of our accounts payable, accounts receivable stuff, our day-to-day transactions if we can. We're going to look in that direction as well. Administrative continuity program. This is kind of our redundancy in the finance and admin side of the business. We have some potential single point failures in the organization that we've recognized in the past. We have a primary person that does payroll. We have a primary person that does accounts payable and accounts receivable. What we would like to have is a primary person and a fully trained backup person that is capable of doing that as well. So we are creating desk references and desk manuals. We have created a structured training program, and we're moving into that, where we are taking the finance and administrative assistant. She is moving up, and she is trained on the accounts payable and accounts receivable. The APAR person is now being trained on payroll. So it's kind of a redundant thing across the organization, so we don't have any single points of failure in our business processes that are what I would call critical business processes or core business functions. From the HR side, our performance review, this is the annual performance review. The document we use and the process we go through is a little bit dated. So from the HR side, I think we're going to work across the organization and try to update that process and those forms that we use. And that'll kind of be an across the organization function there to get input to see if we can't make that a little bit easier to manage and to accomplish. Injury and return to work forms. This is kind of holistic with the policy and procedure stuff too. We'd like to come up with an employee benefits manual per se, and then the business processes that our organization use frequently, like injuries and return to work and things like that. We're looking to streamline some of those things and automate some of those forms and make them electronic and accessibility and things like that. So we're focusing on the categories that we use the most frequently to update. We'll move into the IT side of things. So the Gig Harbor Fire Communications Plan, this is kind of an internal and external communications plan. How do we want to speak to the public and to the community, and how do we want to get messaging out internally to our organization? So we have much better tools now. We created the SharePoint. Everyone's familiar with that. We have all the social media stuff, and we're beginning to track that. Melissa, who was promoted to the new communications position in the IT, she now has data on all that. Who looks at what, how often they look at things, how frequent they look at things. And so we're evaluating that and trying to make sure that we're communicating both internally and externally as good as possible. So data-informed decisions on how we do that moving forward in the future. Radio over IP, you've probably heard us talk about this. We were moving down the road for the command staff, chief officers primarily, to move away from the need or requirement to carry a portable radio. What we'd like to do is move that to an iPhone. You can use ES Chat and some other things like that. They're deployed throughout the county, but we ran into a little bit of a roadblock with some replacement of personnel retirements and replacement of personnel in Pierce County Department of Emergency Management. So we're waiting for the new communications director there. I believe they recently hired that person. So we'll be in contact there again. We are ready to go on our end. We just can't get access to the 700 system to put it into the software application so that we can use it on our iPhones. We're ready to go on our end. Intera, AVL, Intera is a software, situational awareness software that we have and that we use here in Gig Harbor. It shows our calls, where they're located, has the dispatch information in it. Big piece that it's missing is we call it AVL, but it's the GPS locations of our vehicles. And there wasn't really an appetite to do that holistically in Pierce County. So in Gig Harbor, Travis and his staff decided that they could probably accomplish that. So we have a server now, and we're using our HPUEs, which are modems in our vehicles, which we replaced those all last year with high performance. It's called Tier 1 FirstNet band antennas. So they're much stronger than anything you can buy on the open market. And we are doing our own GPS locations, and we will import that into Intera, so that we will put our own vehicles on this software and monitor where they're at. So we'll be able to live time view all of our vehicles where their location is for just an updated situational awareness. And that's already underway. External website design. You may have heard Travis talk a little bit about this. We need to become ADA compliant, and there's a few other things that the site was dated. So we're just kind of doing an entire overhaul of that. And we're looking for some external help to do that with some consultants, and that's already underway. Moving to the logistics, the training facility construction support. That's just standard. You can look out the window. Everybody knows what's going on. That takes a lot of time and energy for our facilities people as well as across the logistics division to help JJ accomplish that. The next item on the list is Station 51. We do the exact same thing. Our facilities people are involved with the building and constructing of all of our facilities to make sure that it is built the way we want and is working the way we want once it's built. Fleet and procurement 2026, you've probably heard me say this earlier, is a humongous year, only because things that we ordered and were supposed to be here in 2025, a lot of those things did not show up. So when I go through the list here, we're going to get 5 Type 1 engines, 2 Type 3 engines, 2 Type 1 ambulances, a 3,000-gallon water tender, 1 battalion chief vehicle, 3 staff vehicles, and a forklift and a pear tree or or whatever. We got a forklift there at the end. So it's just to tell you that, I mean, we have what, 3, 4 people in fleet, you know, we have 5, 6 people in logistics total. All of those things have to be received. They have to be upfit. They have to be put in service. So it's a lot of work that we're going to be doing in 2026. And we know they're coming because we're going to their evaluations now. We're flying across the country and they are built, they are being inspected, and they are on their way soon. So we're going to be receiving a lot of vehicles this year, putting a lot of things in service. And then just the regular across the board facilities and capital improvements. We have a lot of large projects. We got $1.5 million project on Station 55. We've got some roofs on different various stations. So we just wanted to highlight to the rest of the organization that there's a big workload there on the logistics side. So that is my report for the finance and administration, logistics, information technology, and human resources updates. I'll stand for questions on any of the programs and projects. Aside from that, I would request that you take this information and the information you received last meeting, and that the commissioners officially take a vote and approve our 2026 work plan, which is normally what we do. And then the rest of the organization will roll this out and we'll be on our way for 2026.
One question about Intera. Is that just situational awareness? Like there's like how much money and how many years until we could implement that with dispatching in Pierce County?
Oh, well, AVL, dispatching AVL, it's going to be a lot of years from my understanding. I haven't attended all the meetings, but I heard from Chief Doan that GPS located dispatching was not necessarily a priority for the majority of the organizations, or enough of the organizations that it's not on any holistic Pierce County Fire Chief radar. So what we were told is, that's a great idea. You're more than welcome to do it if you would like. And so we are doing that. Gig Harbor. I can tell you that we implemented that in the jurisdiction that I came from before. It takes a lot of time to dial it in right, for it to know that this unit 27 seconds sooner than this unit, given the street road network and the streets and getting turnouts on and not getting turnouts on and all of that. It takes a lot of effort. And the message that I've received up to this point is that's not at the priority level countywide. So, and we won't be dispatching by closest unit. We are just going to put their location, live active location, on a map, so that when we look at it, we know where everybody's at.
Yeah, Commissioner, at the Pierce County Fire Chiefs meeting, when I first got here, like Chief Oldenburg said, the jurisdiction we came from, we implemented AVL dispatching, and we dispatched by closest unit. And so when I got here, I'm like, why can't we do that here? I was at the Pierce County Fire Chiefs meeting, tried to make it a priority for all of us. I and Central Pierce were the only 2 chiefs that were interested in it, and I was really the only one that thought we should make it a priority. The other chiefs did not, and they said, if you want to do it, you're welcome to try to do it yourself. We've tried to work with South Sound to do it, but being the sole small jurisdiction, it doesn't go on their priority scale either. It's frustrating, and it's a little strange. This technology and is 20 years ago, and it is frustrating. But Chief Oldenburg, what he's talking about is situational awareness, separate from dispatching, but we'll be tracking it on our situational awareness through AVL, but not dispatching by AVL.
One I don't know, question, comment, however you want to categorize it. You talked about going away from keeping paper documents and going to electronic retention, meaning scanning everything. like say hypothetically, a tree falls on the building and causes a flood, I'm assuming that would be highly beneficial in that circumstance.
You are correct. That would be highly beneficial if that, yeah, and our documents are in the basement now too. So,
And
yeah, they
also,
were outside.
I mean,
and-
did we lose paper documents when that happened? Because we, weren't that far along in the scanning process when that happened here?
We didn't lose documents we were required to store because all of those were downstairs. So we did lose documents that were in other rooms, like in somebody's office or something there. But the things that are officially required to be retained for retention, we put those in the location downstairs because we have room. But you're correct. It could have impacted those. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks. I think that's a good project.
Yep.
And then as we're doing this shift to with Tyler Technologies and the records being digital, do we have any redundancies? I know West Pierce State has had kind of the ransomware attack. Have we kind of factored that situation in, or even just daily staffing?
Yeah, I would say from my information that I have, our organization is drastically different than West Pierce. If you remember, last year and the year before, we moved to the Microsoft cloud-based. So everything is backed up, right? And it's in different locations across the United States. So if one cloud server gets impacted, it doesn't matter because it's in another location as well. We're also, the version of Microsoft that we're on is called GCC, which is a government version. So it is the highest cybersecurity and evaluated software that one of them that Microsoft makes. And a lot of organizations don't do that because it limits Microsoft's capabilities and some of the things that you can do, but it has an enormous amount of built-in securities and redundancies. And so that's why we went with that. So I feel comfortable that we're in a very, very good place for all of those things that you mentioned, Commissioner Fleming. So those are the things that keep Travis up at night. And we did have an attempted cybersecurity breach here not too long ago, if everybody remembers. And we successfully avoided that and did not have the same result as West Pierce or anything close to it, right? It was like, hey, something's trying to get in. We noticed it. We stopped it. We went and grabbed it and looked at it, and it had minimal effect on us, right? So, yep, absolutely.
So commissioners, as Chief Oldenburg asked, we'd like you to approve it. But before we do, is there anything additional, anything else you would like to see from us that we haven't captured in our work plan last meeting or this meeting that you'd like us to add?
I have one question about the performance review. Do you have an idea of a new system or software, or you already have something in mind already?
Yeah, so both myself and the HR manager, we have ideas, and we're working with the operations chief on some other ideas, and we all have examples of other places and other ways. So yes, we're open to any suggestions that anyone else would have as well. So absolutely.
Okay, so any questions? We need to put this in form of a motion to accept the plan?
I would prefer that, yes. Yep.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the 2026 work plan?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the 2026 work plan.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. All right. New business, Station 5859, request for quotes.
Okay, so I'm going to stand in for Chief Johnson tonight. I will do my best to keep this brief because I don't really understand a lot of it anyway. But the moral of the story is that we went out for a request for qualifications for Station 58, 59, as well as any future work that we don't currently see on the horizon. That we went through a process. We advertised in both the TNT and the Daily Journal of Commerce. We advertised twice in January. The qualifications were due. We received 3 firms that submitted quotes: Rice Fergus Miller, TCA, and Marshall Design and Management. Their statements were reviewed by Deputy Chief Johnson, Division Chief Peterson, and our district consultant, Marina Stefanovic. I think that's right. And there was a scoring criteria that was part of it. And the recommendation is that we award the RFQ to Rice Fergus Miller, and we're looking for a vote on to that effect from the commissioners tonight. And if you have questions, I probably can't answer them.
So this isn't one of those things to where we have to go with the lowest bid, or it sounds like it's a different type of.
Correct.
That's correct.
Did
Yeah.
you-
So
okay.
it had a scoring criteria that, and I wouldn't say it's rigid, right? There's are very strict requirements on it. And so we went through that process and the selection was made for Rice Fergus Miller.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do I hear a motion to accept the request for the bid from Rice Fergus Miller?
I'll move that we accept the recommendation of Rice Fergus Miller after the Station 5859 RFQ.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Okay. Open public comment. This is part of the meeting where we'd like to hear from you if you have something to say for us. If you're out on the video, please wave your hand. You'll need to state your name for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes. Nobody? Okay, thank you. Go to the order. Nobody? Okay. Special interest upcoming events.
I have one. We're a little far out yet, but just put it on your radar. The mock crash DOI assembly will be taking place on May 22nd, right around 9:30 in the morning. If anyone's interested in attending that, it'll be at Gig Harbor High School.
And just a reminder that this Friday is Lee's retirement celebration at noon at the shop.
Okay. I'll be out of town.
For the mock crash, is that, do they bring students from Peninsula there as well? So they're both, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Henderson Bay
Okay.
Alternative. Yep.
Thank you.
And it's a joint effort between Key Peninsula Fire Department, ourselves, Gig Harbor City PD. We've been doing this years and years and years. Thank you.
If you've never had an opportunity to attend it, it's good, and it does affect some. They've kind of toned it down over the years from what it used to be, a little bit from how we used to do it. But it is they put on a good show and a good narrative of what is occurring, and so it's a pretty sombering event for people to watch. So if you have an opportunity to go there on that date and to watch it, I would urge you to do so. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, March 10th. If there's no other business to come before this board, we're adjourned.